All right, everybody, welcome here to a beautiful Tuesday evening, the next to last day of September. This is Scott Nelson, and I am your host for our Tuesday evening presentation for Karatbars International. And as we do this every Tuesday, basically it's an informal get together of people that are looking at Karatbars for a couple of different reasons, either as a hedge. To use Karatbars as a hedge against the collapse of the global economic system. There's also many that are bringing friends and family and business prospects because Karatbars, as you'll find out tonight, offers a fantastic opportunity for people like you and I to be able to make some very, very good money from home following a simple three-step strategy that we're going to cover in detail tonight. And so we have that for you. We also have some of the headlines. I'm going to go ahead and hop over here. Kind of wanted to just kind of touch on some of the stuff that's going on in the world. Of course, last week we had Pope Benedict, I guess is the name. Is that right? Benedict? Maybe I have it wrong. But I don't follow it too much, except that this guy is somewhat unique in his agenda, I guess is the right word to put, because he doesn't talk about the things that the preceding popes might have talked about for such a time as this in our country. And I don't want to get up on a soapbox, but you would think that a pope of the Catholic Church would be a little concerned about the state of this nation as far as its morality and some of the things that are going on here when you start looking at subjects like Planned Parenthood and what they're doing with the harvesting of the baby's body parts. Not once, at least anything that I read, was there any public statement ever made by the Pope about the Planned Parenthood situation. The only thing that he really talked about in the economic system was the fact that we need to make sure that we take care of everybody, that all of the poor are taken care of, even the 52 million people, they say, on food stamps that just don't really want to work. That would be included in making sure that we give the people that are hardworking, the people that are paying taxes, that they should support the people that just really don't feel like working. So there's a lot of controversy. His focus seemed to be more on the global climate changes and how that is affecting life and how unfair that is to people. And that was pretty much his strategy. So I thought that was very interesting. But I came across a really great article over on shtfplan.com, and it's called "This Will Make You Cry." So if you want to just jot that down, don't go there now because then you'll miss what we're talking about here in the webinar. But this is a great article, and I read through it. It's quite lengthy, and he's actually quoting an article from a guy that I really quite like. His name is Dave Hodges, and Dave Hodges has a blog. He also has a weekly radio program, and he's just really a straight shooter. You know, not everybody is really accurate in everything that they believe is going to happen, but I really do like Dave Hodges, and he's writing this article about you will soon lose everything you own unless you act now. And he's basically talking about, he starts out the article, he says, have you ever been in a room of people and you couldn't figure out why people were laughing? They laughed and laughed and laughed, and as your curiosity grew and grew and grew, and then suddenly you realize that they were actually laughing at you. And this is what is happening to all Americans. We have been robbed blind and we have scarcely noticed. Now our very existence is being threatened, and people laugh at you for talking about it, as they call you a conspiracy theorist or a fearmonger or a purveyor of doom and gloom. So it's a really great article, but this is a really great part that I really think really makes great sense, because when we get on these Tuesday broadcasts, we have felt for quite some time that part of why God put us on this earth, especially for this particular moment, was to really be kind of like watchmen on the wall, economically and spiritually. And so part of what we do with Karatbars that has really made a huge difference in our business with Karatbars is actually warning people of the things that we believe are happening in the economic system, in the currency system, and we try to give really researched insight that can really help you to be aware. And we don't tell you this so you can keep it to yourself. We're sharing these insights with you so that you, if you're not aware of some of these things, can really do some of your own research and then share it with the people that you love and care about. So Dave Hodges talks about, when will the economy collapse? When will it be to the point that even the Federal Reserve will be helpless in finding temporary band-aids that are designed to keep the sinking ship, the U.S. and global economies, afloat? And dates are impossible to predict, and I always want to make sure that we're clear on that. I don't like to use dates. I can use things that are happening today as perhaps things that will help us to see some of the things that are coming. But it says that if anybody engages in date setting, they're engaging in a fool's errand. And he said, however, there is a timeline that is emerging that we might all want to pay attention to. And he points to these 8 events called the Great Eight. Number 1, the collapse of the Greek economy and the government. Of course, if you've been paying any attention, you know that that has been well on the way or underway for many, many, many months. And it seems like it's intensifying. I've done some missionary and missions work over in Spain. I'm very well aware of the 50% unemployment rate in Spain, and they are probably closer or as close to collapse as Greece itself. And then, of course, Italy right behind it, and then Ireland. Ireland is hanging by a thread. And then number 5, by this time, the American economy is reeling. Shortages will begin to appear in the U.S. Civil unrest will grow. Restrictions on bank withdrawals begin to appear. The government will more than likely outlaw the selling of gold to private parties as they want to lock you into their system, the global economic, the globalist system as it's called, controlled by the elite, banksters, and crooks of the world. And they want to cut off all avenues of escape. The outline of gold will take place when the elite have hoarded as much as they can, and it would be a very wise man who would accumulate gold and hide it. After the collapse of the economic system, you would own a king's ransom. Number 6, the bankers will make their move on all American assets. That's paper assets, banking, bank accounts, 401ks, retirement, annuities, pension plans, and of course, you'll know that's happening when you watch the European Central Bank buckling. And right now, Germany is very much teetering on the proverbial economic cliff. So our demise here in the U.S. cannot be far behind. Number 7, there'll be false flags in order to justify the implementation of martial law in the United States and the theft of nearly everything that you own. So you want to definitely prepare for that, okay? Jade Helm is still operational, and it's growing in scope and in size by the day. Number 8, if you are a dissenter and you do not come into agreement with the New World Order or the governmental bodies, you will be quarantined, or worse, you could be deposited in one of the hotel FEMA camps that are supposedly being built to help people through these difficult times. And that, of course, is a huge lie. And then he says to be very aware of dominoes 1 through 4. And I've said this now for the last many weeks, probably months now, about making sure that you are watching Europe. Because I think 3-4 months ago, I told you that once you see Greece, Spain, Italy, Ireland, when you see those, the European Union start to get to its very end, then it's just a matter of a very short period of time before it hits the United States. And of course, then he closes with the G20 mandate. And this is probably, if you've not ever done your own research on the G20 mandate that was put into law on November 16th of 2014. It's there. It's available for you to read. Basically, the G20 has basically told you that you no longer, whenever you have money put into your bank, doesn't matter, that money no longer belongs to you. And that leads me to the story of what happened today, which I thought was very shocking to me. Yesterday, we're living down here in Panama, and Stephanie and I went down to the capital of the province that we live in a city called David. And they have, that is the capital. It's the second largest city in the nation of Panama. It's about 150,000 people. Panama City, which is about 3 million people, has about 80% of the population. But David is a kind of a small city, 150,000, but they do have more choices for shopping. So there's a place called Price Mart. It's much like Costco in the United States. And so it's kind of where you go if you want to buy bulk or you want certain things that you may not be able to get at your local grocery store. So we went down and I dropped Stephanie off over at one shopping area so she could pick up stuff. And then I drove over to Price Mart and I went in. I had a couple $100 with me, and I went in and I bought the stuff on the list, and it came to about $290. Well, don't keep a lot of money in the banking system, but I did know that I had about $350 in my American bank account. So I pulled out the debit card, which they gladly accept, and to pay the difference of about $90. And for some reason, well, I didn't know what reason, the card didn't, she said, it's declined. And I thought that was really weird. So I had a Panamanian account with another bank down here, which I also had about $300 in, and I used that card to pay the $90, and it went through. So today, here we are, Tuesday, I got on the phone and I called my bank up in Spokane, Washington. And it's just a small bank. It's not really a small bank, but it's a small bank in comparison to like Bank of America. This probably has in the Northwest, Pacific Northwest, probably has about 20 or 30 branches. But they're very good. And they answered the phone, and I went and I said, I tried to use my card yesterday, and I even looked this morning, and I have $500 in my account, and I tried to use the card to make a small purchase yesterday. And she said, well, let me check. And she goes, oh, well, I see there might be some fraud activity. Let me verify the last few charges here just to make sure there's not. And she named off 4 different automatic debits. And anyways, we got to a point in time where she said, okay, well, that's good. All those are legitimate. And at that point in time, this has only happened once before. And I've been banking with these people for close to 4 years, I guess, 3.5, 4 years. And so I thought she would just go ahead and flip back on the card so I could use it. And she said, hold on for a second. And she got off the phone, and I was on hold for about 5 minutes. And she came on, she said, Scott, I think what we have found here could be something to do with a fraud because Visa sent out a list of card numbers, about 1.5 million, I'm sorry, about 15 million, I think it was. Maybe it was 1.5, but it was millions of Visas that for some reason they were not going to allow us to use. And I said, well, you verified that my card charges were all legitimate. And so I'd really appreciate if you would just go ahead and take my number off that list. She goes, oh, they won't let us. And I said, well, who is they? And she said, the system, the banking system. And I said, well, I've got some money there and I don't feel comfortable with what you're telling me since you have no explanation. What can I do? And she said, well, really nothing. We can send out you a new debit card to you when we have permission. And I said, permission from who? And she said, the banks, the banks. And I said, are you talking about the elite? And she kind of chuckled like she knew what I was saying. And anyways, to make a long story short, I said, well, listen, I really need to get this money out of this bank account. And she said, I'll tell you what. She goes, if you go to the ATM machine there in your area in the next 10 or 15 minutes, I will unblock your account so you can withdraw some money, whatever the ATM machine will let you take out. And I said, well, I can't because I'm at a market and I don't get done working here with my Karatbars table until around noon. It was about 9 o'clock. So she said, well, when you get over to your bank, as long as you can get there before 1 o'clock, your time, Central Time, and call me. And when you're standing at the ATM machine, I will go ahead and unblock your card for 1 minute. And after that, you'll never be able to use that card again. And I just thought, wow, this is really happening. And here's what blew me away. She said there's rumors that there's going to be or could be hundreds of millions of new accounts on the Visa list this week. So as I looked at this and I started to ponder, I don't know if you remember me sharing an article a couple of weeks ago about how the European Union, the European Central Bank, there's many countries over there that want to go to a cashless financial system where people would have to rely on banking cards. So you would be forced, if you were going to do commerce in any nation of the world, you would be forced to always keep your money in the banking system. Now, figure that one out for yourself. There's a couple of things that are very frightening. Number one, the banks are ready to collapse. We know that. Number two, even if they were healthy, how would you like them to know every single time you spent even a dollar where you were spending it at? Now, where I'm leading with this would tell you in our presentation for Karatbars, which most of you have seen or heard about, you have to understand that the only thing that we're going to be able to be safe in, I believe, are in precious metals like gold and silver. And this is what he wrote. He said, if you were a wise man or woman, you would accumulate gold and hide it. And after this collapse, you would own a king's ransom. Now, in just about 3 weeks, I believe it is the 25th of October, Christine Lagarde, who is, if you don't know who she is, you might want to research her. She's quite an evil woman who is into numerology, is going to be heading the IMF's meeting. And there have been some very strong rumors and indications. Now, these are rumors. Don't come back and say, Scott, you're telling me that on October 25th this is going to happen. But there have been some very strong rumors that there is going to be an announcement potentially of a new world currency that very likely will be gold-backed currency, gold-backed, okay? So if that happens, it doesn't matter whether you hold Karatbars gold or you hold any other kind of gold. We would expect to see gold within a very short period of time literally explode, and most of the people that write that are economic experts and currency experts, with most of them having over 20 to 30 years of experience and followed major explosions in the price of precious metals, are saying we would expect to see 10,000 minimum in the price of gold at that time. Well, the reason I think it's so important that you are aware of this is, number one, to prepare, right? To prepare for what's coming, okay? And a wise man prepareth. They prepare as if it's going to happen tomorrow, and then we pray that it's not going to happen for maybe many, many months or years, because I just don't think that we have an awful lot of time left, okay? And if that is the case, you better be prepared. You better be prepared for what's coming. You better have physical in your hands gold and silver. I'm not going to sit there and tell you that gold is the only precious metal that you should hold. I think that holding a little bit of silver, I always say buy as much silver as you can physically carry because it's very weighty, and purchase as much gold as you can afford. And thank heavens with Karatbars, we do actually have a solution to this worldwide meltdown, debt, currency, and savings crisis. And that answer is Karatbars International. Been around now for almost 5 years, as Karatbars International actually has been around since 2007 as a company called KB Gold. That's how they started. In 2011, Harold Seitz, the CEO and founder, purchased the company outright, changed the name from KB Gold to Karatbars International, and started on this mission to produce the highest quality gold available in the marketplace today, and to make it easily accessible to people like you and I. Now, when we say easily accessible, basically we're talking about a price point. And in the past, before Karatbars, there wasn't hardly anybody that sold precious metals in small amounts. About the smallest you could get in gold, I think, was either a tenth of an ounce or a half ounce, which was between $150 and $500. And there's just a lot of people out there that just can't afford to spend that amount of money at one time buying gold. So Harold, created back in 2007, was one of the first people that actually started to mine and pour small 1 gram pure 24 karat gold, 999 pure gold from Karatbars. Okay, and he really started to foresee the coming global financial crisis, because remember, the crisis that we're in now is not something that just began, right? This actually started in 2007, and we're just steamrolling now to what I feel will be the final crescendo of this ongoing game that the Federal Reserve has been playing and the world's elite bankster crooks have been playing, and we're seeing it come to a head. And most people now are seeing it, especially after incidents that happened just to me today. It made me, and I'm so thankful it happened to me, because I realized just how close we really were. And you got to ask yourself, because many, many people are talking about it, are you starting to get a little nervous? And people are certainly down here in Panama talking about the things. I shared this information with a dozen people. Yesterday sold almost $100,000 in gold, Karatbars gold down here. And I expect to be seeing more and more people on a weekly and monthly basis that are coming to me saying, hey, I want to get out of paper. How do I do it? What's a good, safe way to do it? I think Karatbars is certainly that vehicle for so many people. And the experts like Robert Kiyosaki and Mike Maloney, with many others, are recommending now. It goes on and on. I mean, you can go and read articles by Jim Sinclair, Gerald Celente, Peter Schiff. You can just get a whole bevy that are recommending that we exchange paper, cash, or dollars, euros, yen, whatever, and exchange it for pure gold through Karatbars. And the reason is the numbers don't lie. You can look at this chart right here, and you can see that when the Federal Reserve was created in 1913, that's when a dollar was worth a dollar, and you can see that $10 gold certificate up there in the right-hand corner. And up until 1971, you could actually go into a bank and exchange your paper money for real gold. But that stopped in 1971 with the closing of the gold window and the end of the Bretton Woods Agreement. And then we went into our debt-based fiat currency system, and you can see that now, today in 2015, that dollar has only got about 2 cents of its purchasing power. And this is graphically shown in this chart. On the left-hand side, you can see a gram of Karatbars gold there. And at that time in 1971, it would buy about 5 loaves of Wonder Bread. That same gram today will now buy about 20 loaves of Wonder Bread. But then over on the sad right-hand side, that US dollar in 1971 would buy 4 of those 25-cent loaves of bread. But today, that same dollar, just about 40 years later, will only buy about 4 slices of bread. So really, if you only learn 2 things tonight and you're a guest here tonight, you should already be able to get off this webinar and you should be able to say, I need to get out of paper and into gold, because you can clearly see. In fact, if I go back to this graph, you'll notice down here on the bottom, you might see that little pointer. This is not my source. I'm not the source. This is the US, standing for United States Bureau of Labor Statistics. So not even our own government, at least, is trying to hide this slide from people like you and I. So the simple solution is simply exchanging that worthless paper currency for real gold. And when you do that, guess what? You're going to be able to get out of the banking system. That is the smartest thing. We went out last night. Stephanie and I went out with some couple of gals that are in their late 50s and early 60s. They have a little bit of gold and silver, not much, but they have money in their retirements. They rely on their pensions, but they know that they shouldn't, because they're not going to be there much longer. And we had a lengthy discussion about getting at least part of their money, if there's still time, out of this worthless paper currency. Now, I do advocate that you do have at least 3 months, and probably no less than that, and probably no more than 6 months of living expenses in cash at your home. Okay? Not in the bank, not in the credit union, but physically hold enough for 3 to 6 months, because very soon you're probably going to see the same scenario that happened in Greece a few weeks ago, that's happened in Ireland already, that's happened in Zimbabwe, that's happened in Argentina, that's happened in many other countries of the world, where the electric debit system, as we would call it, the ATM machines, debit cards, and credit card processing will not be available. Much like what they did today when they told me, oh, you can't use that card. Well, when the debit system goes down, they just turn it all off and you can't access your cash. So you better have some money on hand so you don't fall into the 95 percentile of the people that, if they go as little as 2 weeks without any access to any cash, there's not only going to be martial law, but people will be dying of starvation. If they can't get to you and steal what you've got, and they don't have any cash on hand, they'll either have to learn to rob and kill people for what they have to feed their family, or they will have to surrender to the fact that you can only go so long without having food before you get violently sick and eventually you die. So you need to prepare for what's coming. And we have, fortunately, a way that you can do it, and everybody in your family can do this if they are awake, because what we have is a very unique product. It's a category creator, and of course the Karatbars are minted by an LBMA, a London Bullion accredited refinery. You can see the one that we use most is Nadir in Dubai. It's pure gold. It's not bars and it's not coins, which are not 24 karat. And even though they might say 999.9, if they don't have paperwork, if they're not like a Perfect Strike MS70 or a near Perfect Strike, a SAID coin, then you probably, from what we're hearing from people that are getting these silver eagles and gold eagles and Krugerrands melted down, they're hearing that these are coming back at around 75 to 85% pure gold. So They may say pure gold, and you're going to certainly pay that $1,200 per ounce, but you're really only going to probably be getting around 3/4 of an ounce of gold when you pay $1,200. Wouldn't you rather have someone that you knew applied a unique serial number that was assayed and minted, that the cards that these beautiful pure gold come in are certified as certificates of authenticity? It really is a unique way, and you can buy them whenever you want. Like I said, sold nearly $100,000 in gold today. These people have two of them bought today, and one of them, this is their second purchase. And many people, as they're closing out, they're selling their homes and they're moving to South America or Central America or wherever they're moving, are moving out of paper very wisely into physical gold, and Karatbars offers you those options. And why Karatbars? Because it's a proven concept. Company's been around, highly respected, regulated by strict business laws. So, and of course, the LBMA accredited refinery produces this pure gold, and you need to understand the difference. There's a great website if you want to read about Karatbars and how it's different than what you would see when you buy a coin or a bar. Is called akaratbars.com. That's a carat, K-A-R-A-T, bars, plural, bars.com. That's a great site to review, so hopefully you'll write that down, and this shows you some of the ways that you are protected with the Karatbars gold, knowing that you have accredited, certified in weight and purity and fineness, and each of the Karatbars gold has their own serial number. And the London Bullion is the LBMA, the London Bullion Market Association, is very, very important. Why? Because they benchmark and they regulate the acceptable requirements for gold and silver through its regularly updated publication of the London Good Delivery List. And the website, if you want to read about the London Bullion Market Association, is right down there in blue at lbma.org.uk. Lots of security. I'm recording this, and I am going to send you out. There's that website down at the bottom, and you can read all about the Karatbars gold and how it is so different than any other gold that you'll see in the marketplace. Very seldom do you see 24 karat pure gold like this, and so akaratbars.com is a great website. And of course, the cards are laminated. They act as a certificate of authenticity for the gold that's inside the card. Heat sealed, special lamination technology that protects the gold to cold, extreme freezing temperatures, and a UV covering that will protect the gold even if you bury it in the dirt. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways to get involved. This is the nice thing, and it differentiates Karatbars from any other company that I've ever seen. Number one, it doesn't cost you anything to become a customer or an affiliate with Karatbars. We do have an optional marketing program called the Dual Team System that does require you to have a business marketing package, simply for the purpose that if you're going to take this gold business like I do very seriously, you'll want to have some advertising and some gold and some marketing tools. But if you just want to get in there and buy gold, or you just want to refer a few of your family and friends that might want to buy gold from you in your website, you can earn a small commission on a monthly basis. There is no charge to become a customer or an affiliate, and you'll have your very own Karatbars website of your own, so you can log in and purchase the gold from the comfort and security of your own home and office. If you are looking, though, and you want to create an incredible income, we have been blessed with our Karatbars business. We've been receiving a lot of free gold and quite a bit of income over this last couple years, because we do take our business seriously. And of course, the key to success is simply having an easily duplicated system in place. All right, and the Karatbars system is no more than simply exchanging some of your paper money on a weekly or a monthly basis into gold money. So you're not buying pills, potions, lotions, travel programs, telecommunications, or shampoo. You're actually just exchanging something that we know has lost about 98% of its purchasing power over what? The last 100 years. And we're getting out of that and we're simply turning it into real gold. So we're going to teach you, those of you that want to do this as a full-blown business opportunity, we're going to actually show you how to get paid to save. Isn't that amazing? Get paid to save and not to spend. You're going to take control out of the bankster's hands and you're going to control your own future. You're not going to actually be spending money. You're just going to pull money out of your bank where it's not going to be around much longer anyways, or out of your bed mattress, or wherever you stash it, or out of your wallet, and get into a regular savings mode where you're going to take something that has gone up. Remember, gold has increased by over 4,000% in value in just the last 100 years. Remember, we talked about a 98% loss of purchasing power of the dollar. At the same time, gold has increased by 4,000%. So knowing those two facts, what should you do? Now, if you are going to become a free affiliate, you'll be on the left-hand side over there. You're going to get paid once a month, and you will get paid on your personal referrals and anybody that they refer. And every time, okay, for instance, you can earn between 0.5% up to, I believe, about 6% at the very top of every single euro or dollar that is spent on gold. Now, I am what we call a gold director, and that means that I get about 5% of every dollar or every euro spent. So yesterday, or I should say today, I sold about 100,000. So my commission on that sale will be about $5,000 through that unilevel. So there's some really good money to be made over there. Plus, anybody that you refer, when they refer people and they refer people that buy gold, that's all going to accumulate points in your monthly unilevel. And I'm going to give you the website for the full compensation plan so you can take some time if you're interested and go through and review that. Now, over on the right, we can add a second income stream. This is if you decide to purchase one of the business marketing packages that are required. And once you do that, you will be eligible to receive 2 additional streams of income, which are direct sale commissions and also the what we call commission cycle bonuses. And they can be pretty substantial instant income. Remember, free affiliates get paid once a month. Dual team members, if you're earning in the weekly, you can actually get paid 4 to 5 times, depending on how many Fridays there are in that particular month. Plus, you'll get paid an extra time through the monthly commission in the unilevel. So you could get paid 5 or 6 times every month if you want to participate. And to become qualified, you'll want to purchase one of these business packages. This is a one-time purchase. You can start at whatever level you want. You can upgrade at any time to the higher package, and you'll want to do that because not only will you get more value and more marketing materials, but you're going to get a higher commission structure when you own a higher level business package. But isn't it nice that almost everybody can find a starting point that they can afford? And once they purchase one of these packages, you open the key to the vault. And your commissions are loaded every Friday as a dual team member that you earn commissions right on to that private label MasterCard by Karatbars. It's really a beautiful card. It really makes it convenient because you can take that MasterCard to your ATM. You can actually take the commissions that are on that card if you want, like I do so often, and just go right back into my Karatbar site and turn that money right into gold because I don't like the banking system. I don't like paper currency. We keep 3 months of cash on hand, and that is it, no more. And you can see what kind of fun I got to deal with today as a great example of trying to deal with the banking system when they told me that I had 10 minutes to get to an ATM machine to get my money. The beautiful thing about Karatbars is you can go as fast as you want. Some people are real sprinters and runners. Others just kind of are walkers, and they go at their own pace. So you can decide just how fast you want to go. And as I told you earlier, if you were like, say, you wanted to start at the low package, not many people really start. Most people will start at the silver, gold, or VIP because they get gold with that marketing package, and the bronze does not come with any gold. But let's just say that you could only afford about 100, 120 bucks to start your Karatbars business. That's fine. And then you start making some money. Maybe 6 months or a year from now, you're making 1,000 or 2,000 a month, and you'll want to upgrade to a higher package because your commissions will go up, and you only pay the difference between what you bought and what you want. There's no hidden fees, which I love with Karatbars. And there's a full compensation plan breakdown for you. Write down that website at karatbarspayplan.info. That's karatbarspayplan.info, and you'll be able to find out about the 7 different ways that you can earn through Karatbars. So really, we've got a lot more to share with you, so give us about 15 more minutes. But what should you do as far as getting started with Karatbars? Well, timing is everything, and those that take immediate action are the ones that are going to take advantage of the timing that we're in right now. So I want to just talk a little bit in closing here before we flip over to just a Word document that I want to share with you. Is the advantages of Karatbars is it's free to open your own personal online offshore cash management system. It's inflation and bankruptcy proof using your own secure HTTPS website from the privacy of your own home. Then you'll simply exchange currency and know that your exchange is backed by pure 24 karat gold. You can have your gold delivered by FedEx, or you can enjoy the free storage available at Karatbars, and you can exchange as often as you would like. All right, so I told you that I'm going to show you, if you're a guest here, a really simple little 3-step strategy, and then I'm going to close by talking about a very unique way for you. Many of you are looking and you're probably saying, that sounds great, but I want you to know that this is not like your traditional network marketing. I told you in my email today that this really only requires 3 simple steps, okay? 3 very, very simple steps. First of all, you're going to enroll as a free affiliate. This is for people that want to do this as a full-blown business like we are, okay? But I'm going to show you how easy this business really is if you don't deviate from what I'm sharing with you. Enroll as a free affiliate and immediately acquire either a bronze, silver, gold, or VIP business package. Step 1. Sound pretty easy? Can everybody do that? You just decide whether you want to start as a bronze, and in that compensation plan at karatbarspayplan.info, you will be able to see exactly what you're going to get in those different business packages. That's karatbarspayplan.info. And then you're going to also find out about what commission structures look like for each of those packages. So obviously, based on your financial situation, you want to start at the highest business package that you can comfortably afford. Don't stretch yourself, because remember, step number 2 is the key to your success. Remember, 3 simple steps. So you've got the opportunity to get off this, get to the website of the person that invited you here tonight and get to their website, sign up as a free affiliate, and then immediately go in and purchase your business marketing package. You have 4 to choose from. Now, this is the key. This has to happen, okay? You need to commit every single week to start saving a minimum of $60 to $65, and you're just going to not be saving it like we were told as a kid. You're going to save it by exchanging it for pure 24 karat gold that is available through Karatbars. And I used to say it was 12 weeks, but I just want to tell you that if you do what I'm teaching you, in as little as 4 to 6 weeks, you could be earning your gold for free, which means you're earning more than that $60 to $65 per week. And that happened for Stephanie and I in week number 3 with Karatbars. We were no longer having to reach into our own pocketbook and looking for $60 to $65 because that's about the cost of a gram of gold. So you're going to save a gram of gold every week. Every week you're going to do it. Even, to this day, here we are going in our 3rd year of full-time marketing with Karatbars, and we still, of course, we don't save a gram anymore. We literally are saving between 20 and 50 grams a week now, and Karatbars is kind enough to pay for our gold. So that is very, very exciting. But we're talking about you. So you have now enrolled at the person's website that invited you here. Then you purchase one of the marketing packages, and this is the key: committing every single week. Do not miss a week. You're going to need to be an example, a leader for your team as you find just 2 others, which is step number 3. Just 2 others. Now, I'm not talking about your mother or your brother, somebody that wants to buy a gram of gold once a year. I'm talking about 2 business partners, 2 people that are fully committed like you are, that will do exactly the same thing in their first week if possible, okay? So they're going to also, you're going to find just 2 others that enroll at your website, set up their account for free, then purchase a business marketing package, immediately, like you, commit to saving a gram of gold minimum every single week for the rest of their life, and your gold is going to eventually, whether it takes you 2 weeks, 4 weeks, or 4 months, or 4 years, your gold will become free. And then finding just 2 others to do exactly that. And if you do that and help those 2 to do the same thing, the income potential for you very quickly can become amazingly wonderful. And isn't it wonderful? You don't have to go out and buy pills, potions, and lotions and then throw that inventory or a majority of that inventory away at the end of each and every year. Most companies require you to spend $400, $500, even $1,000 or more to join the company. They'll give you a website. They'll charge you a monthly website and hosting fee. And then on top of that, they'll normally require you to spend $100 to $200 a month minimum. And if you do that every month and buy the products that you probably don't necessarily want or need, they'll reward you with a paycheck if you happen to be one of the 3% in this industry that actually earns a paycheck. With Karatbars, and I know I keep picking on Marcia because Marcia's on these calls every week. I don't think she's missed one in 2 years. But Marcia has saved a gram of gold or more every week, I'm pretty sure. And so she's coming up now in probably 2 years' time of having maybe 4 or 5 ounces of pure gold. And I don't think Marcia, and correct me if I'm wrong, Marcia, I don't think you're going to go out and be throwing any of that gold away anytime soon, are you? So there's a huge difference, okay? Now, I'm going to show you one other tool because, acquiring those 2 business partners sometimes can be a little bit difficult, but it will create a lifestyle change. And part of what we do is making sure that we warn other people. So be a watchman, share this information on Tuesdays. Please bring your guests, family, friends, loved ones to this Tuesday evening presentation. If you want more, we offer 2 additional daily webinars. I don't do those. Those are done by Karatbars, and those happen every day, 7 days a week at noon Eastern Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So there's one coming up in about 9 minutes every day at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time and noon Eastern Time every day. You can go to karatbarswebinar.com. Karat, K-A-R-A-T, bars, B-A-R-S, webinar.com. That's WEBINAR.com. Go there about 5 minutes before the hour. You'll have to type in your name, and then you click enter, and it will take you right into a very good 30 to 40-minute presentation. So really, with this Tuesday night and the 2 each day, you got 15 live webinars a week that you can go to. Now, before I go to the last part of the presentation, which will only take 5 minutes, is contact. If you have questions, obviously you want to get back to the person that invited you here, but most of the people that come are people that I've invited. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Since I'm down here in Panama, it's the quickest way, to spokanegoldrush@gmail.com. And you can see that address right there, and then I will respond. I will also send you out a recording tomorrow of this presentation, and it's really good that you hold on to it so you can get it out to your friends. Okay, now I just wanted to show you, people always say, one of the problems I've always had is I've had problems with being able to find people that are interested in joining my business opportunities. Only about 20% of the people that sign up in any sort of a direct selling or network marketing business ever recruit anybody, right? That's the numbers. And you might ask yourself if that's true for you. And if you need help and you want additional traffic, I have built my list for years, and I continue to build it, and that's why I just wanted to take a moment to introduce you to a company called Traffic Authority, and I think it's probably one of the most solid. It's a brand new company. They're just going into full-blown operation. They've been in pre-launch now in beta for the last many months, and I've been blessed. A good friend of mine who is a $1 million a year earner is one of the trainers for Traffic Authority. He doesn't own the company, but referred me to this company to purchase my traffic, and it's been nothing short of phenomenal. And I think if you go to, I think it is, let me just see here. If you go to leads, let me just make sure this is the right website. If you want to just look at Traffic Authority, I just want to make sure that, no, that's not the one. Let me see. Well, let me see here. If you just go to, let me just see. No, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry about this. I'm gonna find that. If you need some help with traffic, traffic is not so much like going and buying leads, but traffic is when you have a really great source of traffic. These are people that are out there on the internet, and they are they're looking for opportunities. They're looking for certain type of traffic. They're looking for certain types of products. They're looking for network marketing opportunities, whatever it might be. And why you need to have that is obviously you want to have people that are constantly looking at your okay, I think I might have remembered it. Let me just try this one. I want to try to give you this so you can look at it because it's a really good website. Let me just see if this opens up. No, that's my Karatbars funnel. Okay, if you are looking, this is a really good sales funnel I use for Karatbars, but if you're looking for really good traffic. Now, traffic would be something that you could run into a landing page. This is probably a reason this popped up, but this is a landing page that I have that does all of the presenting for Karatbars. So when somebody, like when I buy my traffic, what happens is I may direct my traffic to this particular website. So I'm promoting Karatbars, and they come here, and this is very attractive, and they want to see a video. So they put in their first name, they put in their email, and they put in their phone number. And then that gives them access into the video. And then they're able to watch the video, and they also automatically get dropped into a autoresponder system that will follow up on you with personalized messages. And so it's really good to go to. So if you want to see what a sales funnel looks like, feel free to visit what is it? The Lead Miracle? Was that it? The Lead, I think this is Miracle. Yeah, and it will take you. So write down that if you want to look at this funnel that I set up with the lead for Karatbars. It's called the Lead Miracle, and if you have not gone through it, you can just put your first name in here, and then your email and your phone number. Make sure you put the correct information. I won't bother you, but this will show you what a landing page looks like for Karatbars. And I buy my traffic through the Traffic Authority. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is, if you would like to look, I really apologize. I was short time getting on. I had a number of phone calls that I was on, and I will get that website. Just send me an email to spokanegoldrush@gmail.com and say, I want the information on Traffic Authority. And I will go ahead and get you the correct link to go to. Now, let me just show you the reason, the power of traffic. I have been using Traffic Authority to promote three things. First, I've been using it to promote Karatbars. Secondly, I've been using it to promote Traffic Authority because, remember, what do people need that are in home-based businesses and network marketing companies? They need traffic. They're 97% are failing because they don't have traffic, okay? So I promote Traffic Authority, and then I am promoting a ringless technology, kind of a ringless voicemail called Go Ringless. And so I wanted to show you over my first 2 weeks of using Traffic Authority. That's my Traffic Authority. Every time somebody opts in, my traffic, I get their email. So you can see here, I have now, in just 2 weeks or so, built my marketing list up to 196. That's people that have opted in. That is why you buy traffic. It's not so much that it's great because you want to get signups, right? But you want traffic. So that's the people that have opted in for Traffic Authority. Now I can go over here. Close Skype. I didn't mean to do that. Apologize. Now I can go over here and I can show you, sorry about that, what I've done for Karatbars using that landing page. In the last few weeks, I built that list up to, well, there's actually some old people in there, so probably about 3/4 of this list is new. Another 157 opt-ins with their name and their email. So you take that 157 and you add it to the 196, that's about 350. And then on top of that, for the ringless voicemail technology, you can see another 66, and I haven't really been promoting that at all. So you see almost 500 opt-ins by using traffic. Now, those opt-ins will be things that I'll market to Karatbars, and I'll market it for traffic, and that's what the key is to your success, is getting traffic, and you can purchase your traffic packages. There's also great training on how to become a successful online marketer. So make sure, if you want information on Traffic Authority, for those of you that want to get started in Karatbars and you just maybe feel that you need some people to build a list and be able to market to, you might want to just send me an email to spokanegoldrush@gmail and let me know you want the information for that Traffic Authority, and I'll get you a link and you can go through a sales funnel that I have set up, and you can get a lot of information about Traffic Authority. So that's what we've got tonight. We've covered a lot in an hour, so I want to thank you for joining us. Look for the recording of this tomorrow, and I want to thank you for being here. God bless you. Be prepared now for what's ahead. Make sure you don't sit there and sleep, because you have limited time to get ready for the things that are already in full stride and the things that are coming quickly. Have a good evening. God bless you, and we'll see you soon.